The ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delit Tahayan, are ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. NUEYS Activity Assessment Meeting. Various activities by diaspora nationals. U.S. blocks long-term renewal for North American trade deal. Torrential rain killed 59 in Côte d'Ivoire, Abidjan officials said. Proceeding with our reports. The National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students has conducted an activity assessment meeting on its activities in the first half of 2026, as well as the future programs. According to reports presented by regional heads of the Union and departments at the Central Office, the Union has exerted commendable efforts in organizing various programs aimed at enhancing the political and organizational awareness of youth, developing the interest and desire of youth in education, strengthening media and cultural activities, enhancing socioeconomic awareness of youth, and boosting productivity by giving due attention to the area administrators, villages, and schools across the country. The reports also indicated the encouraging progress is being registered in recruiting students into the union membership, as well as assigning union representatives in schools across the country. The meeting conducted extensive discussion on the reports presented and adopted various recommendations. The recommendations include organizing regular training programs with a view to enhancing the awareness and capacity of union heads at all levels, producing promotional material for discussion, establishing clubs aimed at encouraging the youth to develop their activities, organizing promotional activities and seminars for members of the summer work program, among others. Mr. Saleh Ahmedin, chairperson of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, said that the union is initiating programs aimed at enabling youth students, alongside their regular education, to develop deep knowledge and understanding of productivity, love of the country, as well as their responsibility and role in the national building process. Mr. Saleh said that the program will have wide participation of youth and students. Mr. Saleh also called on partners and government and PFDJ institutions, especially the Ministry of Education, to support the implementation of the program. Eritrean nationals in US, Australia, New Zealand, Sweden, and Qatar has conducted various activities reflecting their attachment to their homeland. According to reports, the Swedish branch of YPFDJ organization conducted its Congress from 26th to 28th June under the theme, Our Unity, Our Strength, Our Participation, Our Future, indicating that the objective of the Congress was to recruit and nurture capable national youth. Mr. Fulmon Takhlai, chairperson of the board at the organization, called on the youth to play a leading role in the successful implementation of the mission of the Fourth Front. At the event, seminars focusing on basic strategic victories of EPLF and epochal mission of youth were conducted. Educational briefings on the administration and projects were also provided. The National Committee, PFDJ, of the National Union of Eritrean Women, Eritrean Community in Sweden, and the Central Board of YPFDJ in Europe also delivered message of solidarity. The Congress also elected a new executive committee. Likewise, in Jeddah branch in the National Union of Eritrean Women conducted its 5th Congress on 25th June under the theme Our Value, Our Shield. At the Congress, Ms. Noura Al-Haj Ali, chairperson of the Union branch, presented an activity report highlighting the strength and challenge encountered. The participants conducted a discussion on the reports presented and elected new executive committee. In the same vein, Adal Kindergarten, under the sponsorship of the Eritrean community in Qatar, graduated children in its first commencement of 26th June in the presence of Mr. Ali Ibrahim, Eritrea's ambassador to Qatar, and Ms. Noura Hussein, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women branch. At the commemorative event organized in connection with the Martyrs' Day, Eritrean nationals residing in Australia and New Zealand expressed their pledge to support families of martyrs. Accordingly, nationals in Melbourne contributed 9,340 Australian dollars, nationals in Sydney 4,775 Australian dollars, nationals in Hobart 1,170 Australian dollars, nationals in Adelaide 3,065 Australian dollars, national in Perth 18,540 Australian dollars, nationals in Wellington, New Zealand 3,960 New Zealand dollars, nationals in Auckland, New Zealand 2,000 New Zealand dollars. They also pledged to assume responsibility for supporting 30 families of martyrs, to extend financial contribution in support of additional 53 families of martyrs at the commemorative event organized in connection with Martyrs' Day. And nationals in Orange County in the U.S. expressed readiness to strengthen participation in the national development programs and support of families of martyrs. At a ceremony organized on 1st July in Barantu, Gashbarka Regional Administration encouraged winners of various competitions at Asmara Marathon 2026. Noting sports activities in Gashbarka region are not developing as desired, Ambassador Muhammad Ali Houri, governor of the region, said the encouragement programs aimed at alleviating the morale of athletes as well as addressing shortcomings that have been hindering sports development. Mr. Idris Saleh, Director General of Culture and Sports in the region, said that encouragement programs are part of the ongoing integrated effort in developing sport activities and called for the reinforced community participation. Underlining that achievements so far registered were the result of the efforts in individual sports people as well as encouragement of the community and partners. Mr. Haila Abu Araya, President of Athletes Federation in the region, said that research will be carried out across the region to identify and develop young athletes. At the event, awards were provided to athlete Nahom Ermias, who won Asmara Marathon for 3 consecutive times, athlete Nazret Woldu, who won the half Dek Amhara Marathon, and veteran fighter Jonas Hailu, who stood second in the paracycle competition. Athlete Nahom Ermias and athlete Nazret Woldu were provided 15,000 nakfa each, while athlete Jonas were provided 2,000 nakfa. The 7th Asmara Marathon 2026 was conducted on 7th June with athletes from Eritrea, Kenya, South Sudan, and Uganda taking part. Straight ahead is our international news after a short break. Welcome back. The U.S. has declined to renew the landmark U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement in its current form, according to senior U.S. officials. This decision means the trilateral trade pact will miss out on automatic 16 years extension. The official said administration chose not to rubber stamp U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement's renewal without addressing existing issues, and that the U.S. and the United States did not agree to renew the U.S.-Mexico-Canada in its current form. If the countries fail to unanimously agree to renew this agreement, it essentially set 10 years short lock termination. The official said under the pact guideline, each country must decide whether to renew the agreement for another 16 years. The agreement, which underpins around $2 trillion in trade each year, is facing pressure and unresolved disputes. U.S. trade officials are pushing for a major change before committing long-term extensions. Under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement original terms, anonymous agreement and the extension would have been seen as trade deal kept in place until 2042. The U.S. puts out its forces on the national to meet every year to negotiate change. Business groups across the continent had called for the pact to be extended. The decision also kicked off 100 years countdown towards the deal expiring as early as 2036. On our last report, Torrential rains that hit Abidjan district overnight from Sunday to Monday have killed 59 people, Ivorian Minister of Communication and Government spokesperson Amadou Kalabula said in Abidjan on Wednesday. Speaking after the council of the meeting said the highest death toll was recorded at the commune in Atikube, west of Abidjan, where around 20 people lost their lives. He expressed the government's condolences to families of victims and urged residents to comply with safety measures issued by authorities, including evacuating area identifying as being a risk and fatalities which have accused widespread public concerns. They were caused by landslides, mudslides, and flooding in several neighborhoods of Abidjan during the night from Sunday to Monday. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. NUY's activities at Senate meeting. Various activities by diaspora nationals. U.S. blocks long-term renewal of North American trade deal. And torrential kills 59 in Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, officials said. That was the news from ERi-TV studios. This has been the Let's High reporting. Thanks for watching and have a good night.